Welcome back to Dubster Dive! We're gonna look at something else's English dub today. Next series, I think this.
Push on it. Why did you try pulling?
Do
you not know how doors work?
The title, Mashle, which I think is a series that deserves more love and hugs. It's basically what would happen if you turned Harry Potter into a Shounen anime, mixed with a little bit of Black Clover and the humor of One Punch Man. Like, how could you not love this series? What, did you say the wrong guy?
Yes, you're very wrong.
We're doing a deep dive into it, so let's get started. Because, I don't know, I think I like this series more than a lot of people did. I don't know. We'll see. Mashle Magic and Muscle is a Shonen Jump manga created by Hajime Kemoto that ran from January 2020 to June of this year. It didn't run for very long. With an anime by, oh no, Dai-A1 Pictures!
Time to get the stakes. Wait a minute.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, they did Seven Deadly Sins S1 and 2, and they're doing the upcoming Solo Leveling anime. They did... Oh god, they did the Asterisk War. Well, so this turns out. But yeah, it'll air in April to June, with the license going to Aniplex. Well, there goes picking up that Blu-ray for a cheap price.
Just get it from Europa again.
That's probably what I'll have to do if I want to own it. But yeah. And the dub would be handled by Bang Zoom.
Why the fuck did you say it like that?
I don't know. Why the hell are you dropping shit over there?
It's just a controller, nothing big.
Now, a couple of the Jap stuff I want to get out of the way real quick, because it kind of explains the comedic writing right away. The lead screenplay writer was Yosuke Kuroda, who was the lead writer for Trigun and Excel Saga. Kind of explains a lot if you actually look at the humor for this series. But yeah. As far as the animation goes, was it solid for A1 before we get to the show itself?
Yeah. It's what you can expect from A1.
Yeah, especially for, you know, it's a long-running shonen, or presumably going to be, and we know it's coming back next year. Spoilers.
And it being and having a lot of comedic stuff helps with its shortcomings.
Yeah. So, if y'all haven't seen Mashle yet, it had a lot of comparisons to Black Clover, because Mash is in a world full of magic, but he doesn't have any himself, and that's basically makes him an outcast to magical society, etc. However, I think it's different. What? I'm gonna slap you. No, I think it's different enough for Black Clover, because I saw some people say, "Oh, it's a Black Clover." I mean, have you seen Mash and Asta? Their personalities are the complete opposite. In fact, Mash even says at one point he can't do well with over hyperactive personalities, as we'll see when we meet one of the other characters coming up in a bit. So, his Mash is more quiet. Like this. He's still naive and dense like Asta, and went for physical training like Asta did, but that's basically where their similarities end. I mean, Asta wanted to become the Wizard King. Mash just wants to live in peace with his dad.
I need cream puffs.
Yeah, I need cream puffs. So see?
I need cream puffs.
Dude, he even carries those things around in his pocket with him. But yeah. The series does with themes of accepting yourself and accepting someone for who they are and looking past any, you know, I guess you'd call them debilitating shit that they were born with, and standing up for yourself. So I guess let's see how that all works.
And learning how to properly open a door.
Exactly.
It has it.
Well... So on the dub side of things, the ADR director and scriptwriter would be Alex Von David, who did Kill la Kill, Konosuba, and Erased. that also explains the really good comedic timing and everything with that, too. I think he might be one of my favorite ADR directors, I'm not gonna lie. Especially because the ad voice recycling is really not that bad at all. Which, if you look at the majority of his dubs...
But that thing's probably not... that thing's also probably on budget, too, half the time. We know how cheap these studios like to be.
Yeah, probably. But I did notice, like, the commonality with his dubs is that usually... Konosuba, I think, is the one where who was at his lowest, but even then it wasn't that bad. None of the mains are ad voices. Let's put it that way.
Yet.
We'll see.
There's always never when Season 2 comes up.
Well, before the dub aired, the first voice actor was announced for MASH, and it was Alex Lee, because he needed another shonen under his belt. You know, Thorfinn from Vinland Saga and Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. Also, Billy's replacement is Shannon 8686? That's fucking different.
The real question is, why the fuck was that already finished? How slow were they with getting...
I don't know. So, true disclosure, I wasn't sure if I was feeling Alex's MASH in the first episode, but by episode 2 he definitely grew on me. I think he does great as him. You could tell he definitely found what he was trying to do. Speaking of which, I guess we should get to this, and when the mains show up, I'll introduce them and who their Vuz are and everything, like we did with Bleach! You like Bleach, right, Dai?
Yeah, but only 5 characters matter according to the cast announcement.
That's how cast announcements always work. It's like Team Natsu and Fairy Tail. So,
did somebody say Nazis?
That's... fuck it. Well, the first arc, Easton Enrollment arc. Our first episode opens with narrated by Greg Chun. Did we put on Vinland Saga by mistake?
No, there's no commonality with that. Narrated by Greg, starring Alec. Oh.
Yeah,
maybe.
So narrator in Vinland Saga is also Thor's in that, and Muzan and Demon Slayer. Then he basically tells us about how the world works, as we already said. Everyone is born with magic, a gift from God. One's social status is determined by how well they master magic. So, what you'd expect.
So what's with him and being narrators? And cops, for that matter?
I don't know. Like, that is a good question. I think it is good as the narrator, though. You can tell he's having fun. He makes the world sound all, you know, whimsical and shit. Speaking of which, the composer does that too, with his music. I'm gonna butcher this. Masaru Yokoyama, who did Fruits Basket's remake, and Tomo-chan is a Girl's OST. He primarily does Slice of Life's, actually, everything I look through. This is the only time he's done a shonen.
Which a lot of this is Slice of Life until it gets to some of the battles.
Yeah, so, and I think he does good. Real quick, some of the themes, like Serious Steel, which is Mash's main theme when he's fighting. Sounds kind of like a Persona 3 OST. You know, how it has rap mixed in with it. What?
Yeah.
And then one of the Slice of Life themes called Sunny Side Up has, you know, the whole whistling thing in it. Kind of remind me of that theme everyone fucking uses from Deadly Premonition. You know the one, come on.
Yeah. The greatest theme?
Yeah.
Can you guys believe he has never experienced Deadly Premonition?
Hey, that's gonna make it great whenever we get to that as a blind playthrough. But yeah, so we then transition to back to this. So we transition to Mash, who can't use magic, but we do know 2 things about him right away before the OP. He loves working out and cream puffs, like Dai said.
And he doesn't know how to open a door correctly.
Yeah. He's living in the forest with his adoptive father, Regro, voiced by Kirk Thornton. Askeladd from Vinland Saga. He adopted Alex, too. Okay. Yeah, this casting was definitely done on purpose. And Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog, Maria.
He has never said that as Shadow. He only said that in Gungrave. I mean, he should have said it in Gungrave.
I mean, he did say it in the grave, but yeah. But yeah, so it's basically he lives in the forest because it is a crime to be born without magic. As one of the cops coming up will explain, if you don't have magic, you can't tribute to society at all. So it's a golden law, basically.
Tribute to society?
Contribute. It's the same thing, Di. But yeah, I love how when Mash is done with his workout here, this is the first time this running joke starts, where he tries entering his own house. It's like, is this a push or a pull door? And he breaks the fucker. And it's like, I'm sorry, Pops. You know, I just forgot. That's all. And Rego goes, what? You've lived here your whole life! But yeah. Y'all could probably tell where this is going, though. Mash trained physically because he can't use magic, and that's what Regron's told him. He's like, well, you can at least get physically strong. Also, I gotta step out for a bit, and Mash, whatever you do not leave this house. Especially don't go to the city. I made it. You all know exactly what happens.
Anyways, he proceeds to go to the city.
Yeah, he sees an ad for cream puffs. Limited edition cream puffs. Like, what? But when he goes there, he sees everyone is using magic to do shit that they could just do with their hands. Yeah. Why would I open the door myself when I could have magic do it for me? Like, but you even see how freakishly strong he is when he tries giving money to the shop owner and he bends the coins, breaking them or whatever. He's like, hold on, I can bend them right back, and he does, and the shopkeeper's freaking the fuck out.
It's an intimidation tactic, obviously.
Yeah, people are able to find out he's not a magic user by the fact he has no mark on his face. Actually, we should explain that, so they have marks on their face or some shit, if they can use magic.
Yeah. Yeah, they have eyeliner on their face. I mean, yes, marks. Just black lines.
Oh my god, it is eyeliner. Well, yeah, if you don't have magic, you don't have this mark, so it makes you stand out like a sore thumb. But before we could see the resolution to that, we cut to a cop shaking down a criminal. This cop's name is Brad. He's voiced by Patrick Seitz. Thorkel from Vinland sucked. Alright, I'll try not to go on about Vinland that much. I'm sorry. And Ragnar from Blaze Blue. Also, Di, wasn't he narrator in Armored Core 6? Or am I thinking of someone else? He's someone in Armored Core 6.
No,
who is he?
he's Handler Walter.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. But more importantly, there's an ad going on in the background on a TV where they explain how at Easton Academy, a second year named Rain Ames became the next divine visionary. That is going to be very important later. Probably not till part 2 of this, though. But yeah,
definitely not.
TLDR, divine visionaries are basically students that are the best of the best.
They're the best. Yes.
But yeah, this guy's like, I only stole one thing, please let me go. And he's like, oh, I don't care. You stole it, I'll make sure you never steal again. Oh wait, I'm getting a call on my phone thing. Oh, they're telling me about this dude without magic. Shit. Cut back to Mash as another generic cop walks up, and Mash is like, yeah, I'm sorry. Would you like a cream puff? And it's one Mash already licked. And I love this cop's reaction here. The cop goes, what? That's an indirect kiss, man. What, you want to make out with me? That is literally what he says. I'm not paraphrasing it. Mash also rips this guy's uniform. He's like, oh, don't worry. I'll go get it clean for you. Because he ends up getting some of the cream puff shit on it. And he's like, you stained my uniform! So now the guy is stripped. Mash doesn't know what the hell he's doing, man, but he's trying. He's one of those characters you can't get mad at him. Then again, if he broke your shit, I don't know how you'd feel either. But that's when Brad arrives. So like, hey, what's going on? Is this a non-magic user? But hey, Regro shows up and takes Mash home. He's like, I'm gonna, don't worry, officers, there's no problem here. Come on, Mash, go get out of here. But Brad immediately pursues.
The pursuer?
Yeah. Regro Raments wishes that he could give Mash freedom, as he's like, oh, we're gonna have to leave soon, aren't we? Mash, just go work out outside. I gotta think of what we're gonna do here. So when Mash leaves to do that, Brad arrives. And this is when he basically breaks down the law. If one can't use magic, they're no value to society. As we see a flashback with Regro. It turns out he was bullied for having very weak magic, so you all can understand why he would adopt Mash. Because he related to him. He saw that the baby had no mark.
What a story, Mark.
Exactly. I should mention, young Regro here is voiced by Dave Wallace, because we don't have enough Daves in the voice acting industry. Fukuda from Kuroko's Basketball, and George from Doraemon 2005. Apparently he was also listed as ad voices, but I don't think I've ever heard this Dave before outside of Kuroko, and his character I don't remember much off the top of my head. So, yeah, I couldn't tell if he was double casted or how much, to be honest.
But give it a year. After hearing him 1,000 times, you'll be able to call him out just by him breathing.
Probably. Whatever, for a lady series, that's fine. But, yeah, Brad interrogates Regro by beating him up. Where's Mash? Mash overhears this, and he can't tell if it's a push or a pull thing again. He also won't abandon family being hurt. So Brad uses his magic on Mash, a magic that could take down a dragon. Which, I don't even know what the fuck his magic was, to be honest. It always was projectiles, because he said Mash kept catching them.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
You're the one that watched it twice.
Yeah, well, Mash catches a projectile, and he's dribbling it, and I know this because Brad would always says, what? He's dribbling with it like a boss! Won't be the last time we hear that either.
It won't.
But, yeah, so you all get it here. Mash basically is able to use his physical strength to power through Brad's magic. But before he could do the finishing blow, Brad wants to make him a deal. Saying, you know, if you do this, you're going to have everyone pursuing you and your pups for the rest of your lives. How about this? I won't tell anyone about this if you become the next divine visionary at the Easton Academy. You see, I benefit from this too, because I'll get the prestige for discovering the next up-and-coming talent. And then I'll leave you guys alone. Mash,
probably.
Yeah, Mash accepts the offer. And, yeah, we're not going to be seeing much of Regro and, Brad anymore.
I mean, there's a recurring gag where they're stalking Mash at the school, but that gets dropped.
Yeah, it's at the entrance exam, which we're about to get to, since we just finished episode 1. I mean, as the first episode, it's decent. It gives you a quick introduction to the world and characters. Doesn't throw too much at you. But it's time for Ep 2. The entrance exam, overseen by Claude Lucci. A teacher voiced by David Vincent. Hell yeah, shit just got
Another
sexier.
Dave?
Yeah. Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen, and Richter from Castlevania, Dracula X Chronicles, and Symphony of the Night redub. Please, Netflix, for the love of God, don't fuck up Castlevania, I'm begging you.
It's already been fucked.
No, man, Anyway, so Claude Lucci he's a posh dick. He's looking around at the thing, he's like, oh yeah, the highest and brightest students of society are here. Well, I couldn't be happier, but he's pissed off because he sees Mash pumping iron during the exam. Or the ceremony, I guess you could say. The exam hasn't really started yet. And that's when Mash is going pump, 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 pump. Which is another running gag with him.
And I'll be right back. I gotta reset this piece of shit.
Gotcha. But yeah, it's revealed here that Brad also gave Mash a fake mark so no one would notice. Claude immediately wants to fail him, being like, this isn't a place for him. But let's see what happens. Let's start the exam. As all the students like, well, where are we supposed to sit? That's when Claude makes chairs and desks rise from the ground, and everyone is praising him. And he's like, yes, praise me, admire me. Mash just says, you know, he could have had this set up before we arrived here. Claude just thinks to himself, oh, he is so getting flunked. Which, do you think that means Mash was right on the money?
Yes.
What? Well, the first test is, you know, it's your typical shit. You've got letters flying around you, and you've got to line them up properly. Mash breaks the letters by grabbing them with his physical strength.
He bullies them into submission.
Yeah, it's like, I said stay still. Then you've got other physical feats, like Mash running on water. Yeah, insert Jesus joke here.
Jesus Jutsu.
Yeah. And Claude is like, why isn't he failing? But it's time for the final exam here. The maze exam. And this is where we meet our next main character, Lemon. Voiced by... oh god. Anjali Kunapaneni. I butchered that. I promise I will find a way to say that correctly eventually. Maybe. If I don't forget. Yeah, she's Dory from Genshin Impact, Roy from the upcoming Pokemon Horizons dub, and Kiriko from Heavenly Delusion. That show needs a season 2. Why isn't it getting one?
Instead you can get Masamune's Return Season 3.
No! Well... yeah. She, basically, to sum it up, was told to stall Mash. We don't really get a good look at her magic here, except she creates magic bonds that hold him in place that he easily breaks out of. That's all we get on her magic. Then, we'll find out why she's trying to hold him back in a minute. Mash leaves her alone as a monster shows up. The Sphinx, giving Lemon the riddle of the Sphinx. You don't know. 4 legs in the morning, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't know the answer. Because Lemon is silly like that, I guess. Is there a single person that hasn't heard this riddle by now?
Yes.
Well...
everyone, obviously, especially with how much anime likes to reuse it.
She regrets her actions in trying to trick Mash, but it's at that moment... Mash shows back, man, and he's like, you know, this monster is just an illusion, right? Think about it. It's like, just look at the size of this thing. Also, I came back because I figured you had your reasons. Maybe they're important to you like mine are. She's like, but we only had 30 minutes to pass the exam. How are we going to get through this now? We don't have time. He punches out through the walls.
Because of course he does.
Yep.
Walls, doors, nothing's a match.
Yeah. Also, we've got ad voices here being like, what, that doesn't count? Some of them voiced by Eric. We'll get to him next episode, so I'll list off his shit then. And pretty sure there was a Kirk here, too.
Maybe.
Yeah,
probably.
They chant at him, go home, because he didn't use magic to get out of here. But that's when Lemon tells the truth. That Claude offered her a passing grade if she held Mash back, because her family is poor, so that was the only way she could get accepted. So... then she claims Mash offered to marry her. Mash's like, what? Pretty sure I did it. She says, yes, you did. And she has a flashback of Mash saying, alright, I'll support you getting out of here. And she immediately thought support meant supporting her through the rest of life. Also, Lemon's incredibly hot, fight me.
Totally of sound mind.
I'm so jealous of Mash right now. I mean, yeah, so Lucci admits to the truth and is like, that's it. I'm gonna fail you both. What, are you gonna attack me? Look at this wand I have it. Mash breaks the wand. Yeah.
Stupid Void.
Before things can escalate, Headmaster Wahlberg arrives, or as I literally have him in my notes, not Dumbledore. I mean, he's not Dumbledore. He's not gay.
Damn it.
And he's voiced by David Lodge. Another fucking Dave! Kenpachi, the first voice of Kenpachi from Bleach, and Jiraiya from the Naruto franchise. But yeah.
And fake Igor.
From P5. If anyone's gonna say anything, the game's over half a decade old, guys. Come on.
Especially with how like 30 spin-offs come out all the time.
To be honest, I actually really like him as Wahlberg, though, as not Dumbledore. You really believe he has the whole thing of wise old teacher man, which is interesting after Kenpachi.
You want to try that again, wise old teacher man?
Yes! You heard me. It's like Jiraiya without the pervy tendencies. Makes sense?
Yes.
But yeah, he's like, Claude, I want to see you in my office after we're done with the interviewing of the students. Which we never see Claude again after this, so do you think he got fired?
Probably. But it's okay, he'll be back. They'll just recycle him as another character later.
I hope so. I'm a David Vincent Mark. So.
Probably in season 2. Well,
at the interview, Mash claims he wants to join to live in peace with his family. And Wahlberg's like, well, I did notice you went back to help that female student Lemon, even though it threatened your passing grade. But what would you do then if someone close to you was threatened by someone who's more powerful? That's when he takes Regro's soul and puts it in a doll. Not gonna be the first time we see someone doing that either, in a sense.
My dolly.
Yeah. And he says that basically this spell takes the most important person closest to you and puts their soul in this doll body. And if you stab the doll, then the soul dies.
If you stab the doll, you stab them for real.
It's like an isekai. You're isekai'd into a doll. Wait, that makes sense. But Mash realizes that a spell like this requires a lot of magic power, so he'll just make sure Wahlberg can't stab the doll until he runs out of magic. Wahlberg is satisfied releasing this spell, saying he never intended to hurt Regro, it was just a test, so...
But tests tickle.
But he loves how Mash loves his family, so Mash passes. And, yeah, it's also implied that he knows Mash might not have magic. It is Wise Old Man, so what if he does? But are you ready for our first day in class with a female teacher? That's all this character is credited as, even though she's been in numerous episodes. Why?
Because they never name dropped her, apparently.
Well,
she's teacher without a name.
She's voiced by Layla Burzes, who's Zhao from Genshin Impact and Boji's mom from Ranking of Kings. Oh. She's like, alright, we're gonna use magic to break open this lock. And do you think Mash uses magic to break it open?
He broke that bitch in half.
Yeah, and then she's like, why didn't you use magic? It's like, you mean another thing I have to use magic? What a pain. She goes, what? Why are you even here?
That is a very good question.
And he goes, I know it's gonna be tough, but I think I could do this. And yeah, you could tell that she already thinks, God, he's gonna be the problem student. But yeah. This is also in the background when we see our next main character, Finn. Finn Ames. That last name should sound familiar. Voiced by Brian Anderson. Envy from Live Action FMA. Please get it away.
I don't know brought it up.
And Azatsu from Demon Slayer. It's one of the demon bodies from Swordsmith Village Arc. I don't remember which one off the top of my head, but he's one of them.
I mean, it's literally the one that takes the exact character.
What?
The passive one.
Yeah, yeah. So Finn is he's the soft-spoken, I guess, nerdy type. You all know the type.
Or as the wiki describes him, he is the straight man of the group.
You mean he's not Dumbledore?
Yeah, he's also not Dumbledore. Exactly.
Well, yeah. He sees Mash getting yelled at. He's like, man, what a weirdo. Oh, I'm glad I don't have to share a room with that guy. Then he goes to his dorm. He's like, I wonder if my roommate's going to be... Wait, where the hell's the door?
Oh, no, not again.
Yeah, Mash is his roommate. Mash like, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know if it was a push or a pull door. And Finn's like, what is wrong with this guy? Well,
what?
Mash tries becoming his friend, being like, so, what's this whole divine visionary thing, and how do you become one? It's explained here that to become a divine visionary, you must have good grades and get lots of medals or coins. That there's bronze, silver, and gold. And whoever has the most by the end of the final exam and good grades will become the divine visionary. It's not explained here, but I might as well point it out now. If you get 5 silver coins, they turn into 1 gold coin. So...
They become a big blob.
Yep. But yeah, it ends with Mash wanting to be Finn's friend, and Finn thinking that Mash is a weirdo. Even the narrator points out when Finn's like, well, I hope you do your best. Mash's like, thanks, man. The narrator's like, notice Finn didn't say, let's do our best together. Mash didn't, though. Yeah. Now episode 3... which is one that's the story you've seen a million times in a school-like setting. We've got broom riding practice first, though.
Oh no!
Yeah, where you're telling your broom to fly, but you all know Mash doesn't have magic, so what does he do?
Broom tossing.
Yeah, he pulls a General Tao from Dragon Ball. Which you all should watch Dragon Ball, you know.
No, people ignore its existence for some reason.
Yeah. I know. But yeah, he basically tosses the broom and then jumps on it faster than the eye can see and gets a world record! Even female teacher is surprised. I'm gonna keep calling her that till they give her a fucking name. Because, yeah, when she first sees him with the broom, she's like, oh no, it's the class clown problem student again. But after seeing this display, he's about to get bullied by 2 students. First, by Lloyd Cavil, no relation to Henry, voiced by Eric Kimmerer, Alibaba from the Magi franchise. Talk about a shonen that deserved better, in my opinion.
Talk about things that got A1.
Yeah, I've seen people online nickname Lloyd over here not Malfoy, because he's also a massive dick. Also, his friend, Lloyd's subordinate, that's all he's credited as, voiced by Landon McDonald, assistant from Magical Senpai. How dare you people try canceling someone who created something so ridiculous. And Ida, probably butchered that, Suzaki from My Love Story with Yamada, level 9999999. Added a few 9s there. And I think this is the only time Landon's actually here. Is in this one episode as subordinate Kun. But yeah. You all know where this is going. Lloyd has, his dad is on the Bureau of Magic, and he's friends with the vice principal. The vice principal, by the way, is Frank Dodaro, who's Drac from Vamp Dies in No Time, where's season 2 of that, and Leif Erikson from Finland. Damn it, I did it again!
Of course you did. And I already knew this one was...
But yeah, it's that whole thing where he uses his, status to bully everyone, and he wants to bully Mash, taking advantage of his naivete. being like, well, you know, I could get you to the Divine Visionary path if you do these just small favors for me. Oh, I spilled this drink totally on accident, on purpose. I mean, on accident.
Accidentally, on purpose.
Yeah, clean it up for me. And Mash doesn't know any better, so he's like, oh, he's treating me good. Also, his books are getting fucked by Finn because he bullied Finn into doing it for him. But, yeah. Finn ends up feeling bad, especially when Mash said that he views Finn as a very good friend.
Deadly friend.
Well, Mash one day walks in on Lloyd beating up Finn, because Finn says, I'm not doing this anymore. So this has probably one of my favorite lines coming up in this whole dub. We don't really get to see what Lloyd's magic is, because Mash immediately takes him down. And that's when the vice principal shows up, being like, oh, I saw the whole thing. You attacked a student. And Mash even brings up the point, like, wait, then why were you just sitting there? Well, that's it. I'm going to take you down, too. And Finn's like, wait, are you insane? Mash says, well, once you take down one person, what's one more body? Finn's response here is him shouting, that's serial killer logic! One of my favorite lines in the show.
What's one more body?
But yeah, Mash tries burying the vice principal, saying, hey, you're saying you can expel me when you want? Just remember, I can bury you when I want. Fucking hardcore, man. Mash is awesome. But yeah, after this, we immediately cut to Mash meeting with Wahlberg, and he's like, I expect I don't need to tell you why you're here, right? And Mash's like, because I made cream puffs in the dorm without permission. No, that's not why. But yeah,
why?
He's like, I was told to punish you, you know, letter of your recommendation for expulsion, but I'm not going to do that because, you know, you stood up for to people who were getting bullied or being bullies. You know what I mean? Butchered that. But yeah. As he explains that the Bureau of Magic control everything in the magic world, and the Divine Visionaries basically have the right to make up a law here and there. So he wants Mash, or people like Mash, in charge who can change this world for the better, because he doesn't like the whole status of might makes right bullshit. So, yeah. He lets Mash go. And that's when he makes a comment saying Mash has one major problem he's going to have to overcome. And it's like, oh yeah, he definitely knows that Mash doesn't have magic, doesn't he?
No, he's talking about his inability to figure out how to open that door. Obviously.
Well, back at the dorm, Mash is now extremely popular with the, you know, normal people because he stood up to the class bully, and now the jock Tom approaches him, voiced by Keiji Tang, Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, and Yasuhiro from Danganronpa. Man, that's a series that I miss.
You're not going to say the easy one and just say Sub-Zero?
You're right. Bihan. Sub-Zero. From MK1. 1K.
Can't wait for him to talk like Dr. Claw.
And of course, you've got, this is definitely a dumb as fuck line here. Chicks in the background being like, man, I'm not into the jock types, but I can't help it. He is so HAWT hot. Unless you're going to try telling me that's in the sub, I don't believe you if you're going to say that.
Probably something close to that.
But, yeah, Tom wants Mash to play Duella. It's not Quidditch. That's basically what it is. And he says, brah, after every word, man! Yeah, brah!
And he goes on about the bamboo.
Yeah, he's like, you gotta be like the bamboo. Be the bamboo! Which, coming up at the start of the next step, don't worry. We'll get to the line, die keeps quoting, and I don't blame him. Yeah, but yeah, so we do see the start of the game here, though, with Patrick Seitz and Keiji ad voices, which I think this is the silliest it gets with that. As we see that it's Adler Dorm versus Lang Dorm. And, yeah, I might as well explain the dorm exposition here as well, because we don't get that for a few more episodes. So, Adler, which is where what our main characters are all in, stands for courage. Then there's Orca dorm, which stands for wisdom, and Lang dorm, which stands for ability. Lang is the Slytherin of the series. That's where all the dicks go.
Or in your case, looting.
What?
Right, Orca dorm.
There's no one. We always see like one person at Orca dorm the whole time. Why would you say I loot there?
Oh, because you're a self-proclaimed Orca.
I'm a Dolph. Wait a minute. But yeah. But yeah. Anyway. Now we're on episode 4. As the game isn't going very well, we've got a Kirk ad voice here, but it's okay because Regro hasn't been in the last couple of episodes. Yeah, we did see Regro during the entrance exam, basically stalking Mash, but that does it. After that, it's kind of gone. This when Tom yells at Mash, like, why aren't you flying, man? I can't fly. Be like the bamboo. Bamboo, bamboo, bamboo. Bamboo strong. Bamboo not break. Well, he's talking like Gonta now. And Mash thinks to himself, this dude has gotta be high. Which is hilarious, because literally in Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, there's a scene where Gojo is acting over the top, and his opponent says, is he high? 2 kg rolls around the same time. How? Also, the commentator for the game is Karina Boetker, and I'm getting Paimon PTSD flashbacks from Genshin.
Is it another Paimon?
Yeah. Well, Tom ends up breaking his arm because the Lang dorm members fuck him up. And like, it's not against the rules. We're gonna play dirty because we're the heel faction. That's when Mash takes the ball and it's like, I'm gonna win you guys the game. I've got this. And he does the whole thing of having the ball go in and out of the goal repeatedly. Which, for some reason, I said the broom going in and out of the goal in my notes. I clearly fucked that up. Maybe I'm high.
Maybe.
But yeah, Mash gets a medal for this, too. In fact, everyone gets a silver coin.
You get a silver coin for watching this.
Yeah, good job. No, fuck that. You guys get a gold coin. If you make it to the end of the whole video, you get a gold coin. But yeah, Mash is like, well, I'm glad I won that game, but I am never playing this again.
He's definitely playing it again.
And then Tom approaches and loves how bamboo Mash is. That's when Mash is like, I am not good with dealing with these types of people. Which is why I said I do not think Mash and Asta would be friends. Because Tom is clearly an Asta-esque personality, extremely hyperactive and over the top.
Except bamboo.
Yeah. As we cut to our next main character, seeing a news report on how Mash won the game, and with a record amount of goals, Lance, voiced by Stephen Fu, who's Itsuki from A Sister's All You Need, Shira's older brother from How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, and fine Yamada from My Love Story and Yamada blah blah blah. You'll understand why I listed off those cast lists specifically. You'll see soon enough. Dai already knows, and he thinks I'm a dick. But yeah, he's like, it's that dude. He's a very naive fool. I've seen how naive he is at the exam and everything else. Cut to Mash hanging out with Lemon, Finn, and Tom, and yeah, Tom is basically telling Mash to be like the bamboo and play again. Lemon wants to study with him again because she's stalking him, wants to spend more time with him. But that's when Lance approaches Dai. Are you ready for the Lance off?
A Lancer?
Yeah. So we're gonna get Fate up in here. For Lance was ranked first in the entrance exam, and he has 2 magic lines. Does that mean he has double the eyeliner?
Yes.
Yeah, they explain people with 2 magic lines have double the magic power. So...
the more lines you have, the more power you have.
yeah.
So bathe in that eyeliner.
Well, I didn't say double, it just said more magic power, but I'm pretty sure it means double. It's like, why wouldn't it be? Oh. But yeah, he picks a fight with Mash for the coin by trapping everyone but Mash in a bottle. As Lemon remarks, I'm trapped in a tight space between two guys. Yeah. Lemon's gonna make a lot of remarks like that. Mash versus Lance, though. And we find out Lance's magic type is, hit it, die.
Gravity?
There you go. Yeah, but you usually explain the magic. I don't, that's not my thing. I occasionally do.
You misunderstand the gravity of this situation?
Yeah.
I mean, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah. Do you think that means there is a timeline out there where he would have been Shiki instead and Eden Zero?
Yeah.
Nah, I like Sean Shiki. Where's Season 2? Where's the dub of that? But anyway. So yeah, Mash is put to the ground.
Sorry, Gravial, as he calls it.
Yep. I do like what Mash does here, though, because he's on the ground and can't move. So he basically rips out the roots from the ground and makes Lance fall down. He's like, look at that, now you're the one who can't stand up. But yeah. During their fight, this is where this comes from. Lance ends up losing a locket with a picture of a lolly in it. Interesting. As Mash says, wait, you're a lolicon? And then Lance, they do the dramatic pause, and Lance goes, no, I'm not. I have a sister complex. And now you all know why I gave him those credits earlier, if you've seen those shows.
And now they all want to slap you, but it's also awfully specific casting to happen this many times.
Yeah. And Mash just replies, that's not any better.
It really isn't.
Lance says, what's the most important thing in this world? And Mash goes, cream pie. Wrong. Is it power? Wrong. Peace? Wrong. The most important thing in this world is my little sister, of course. You might think totally I'm over-exaggerating with how he says it. No, I'm not. That is literally how he says it. But yeah. His sister, we have flashback, apparently caught an illness that, makes it where she's going to lose magic eventually. So, yeah. His sister is also named Anna, and she's voiced by Lisa Reimold, who's Kurumi from Licorice Recoil. And, Liliana from Death and Request 2. That's a series that hasn't come back either. Also, I think this is the only time she's here, too. Might have been an ad voice here or there, but still.
Just in these backflashes.
Yep. Yeah. Lance's parents, his dad is voiced by Greg Chun, and his mom is Layla. And they want to give her up to the Magic Bureau. As Lance is like, fuck you people, I'm going to become the Divine Visionary and change this dumb law of the whole being against people without magic thing. Funny thing is that means him and Mash would be on the same page, but... yeah.
But he has too much of a sister complex for that.
Yeah. He's also the dick of the group. But yeah, he's getting ready to throw the bottle off the cliff when Mash gets it away from him and finds out that, there's no one in it. So, yeah. Mash is like, hey, dude, you seem like a nice guy. You're doing this for your family, too, just like I am. So let's call it here. What do you say? And Lance agrees, as he's now acting soon towards Mash. It's not like, he wants to be his friend or anything. He also gives Mash his silver coin. So, yeah.
Could be worse. He could be stalking him like Lemon.
Hey, man, who doesn't want a lemon? I know what I said. But that brings that episode to a close. We only have one major main left, and we're going to be meeting him very soon. And oh boy, are we meeting him. But yeah. Episode 5 opens with potions class homework, where they have to turn a mandragora into a potion. That's when Lance shows up to help out Finn and Mash, and I have to ask, how the fuck does Mash turn a mandragora into a cream puff?
Some things are better left unexplained.
Also, I do love when Lance shows up offering to help. Mash goes, oh hey look, it's the Lolicon. And Lance just goes, Sis-con. They're really making this a running thing.
They are.
Also, I love when Mash does turn the Mandragora into a cream puff or whatever. Finn goes, oh my god! The way he says it reminds me of Joey Styles. It really does, dude.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. If I haven't said enough, I fucking love the comedy in this show. The comedy is gold. But yeah. It's the school trip mini-arc, as we're introduced to Dot, our last main character, voiced by Ben Diskin, who's Bond from the Sins franchise and Sai from the Naruto franchise. Unless you want to name off another random role from him.
Add voices in Armored Core 6.
Exactly.
Because you should be playing that. What is wrong with you?
But yeah, a dude bumps into Dot, and he's like, What are you looking at, dumbass? I'm the main character! Get out of here, you side character!" So you know his gimmick. We also see a bunch of shady dudes conspiring to get more coins. I will go over who these guys are all voiced by in Part 2. They're for the next arc. But for now, all you need to know is they're known as the Magia Lupus, and they're going to be our main group of villains going forward. But yeah, at the trip, we find Dot running into Mash, as he keeps saying, you're probably a side character. Yeah, you're just a side character. You look like one. But that's when Lemon walks up, hanging out with Mash, begging him to keep her safe from this test, because she hears the exam is going to be, really bad. And this causes Dot to freak the fuck out. As he says, fact, the global population of men and women should be equal. But there's only, 2 guys here and 1 woman. What's going on? Why is there no women here for me? It's thanks to guys like you that the system is so messed up. Now the birth rate's in decline. I can't mimic the over-the-top way Ben Diskin said this, by the way, but it was amazing. Trust me on that.
It also makes you wonder how much of that he made up on he ad-libbed.
Yeah.
Because there are definitely moments where he's 100% ad-lib.
There are. Especially in the next set. But yeah, the test is revealed to be scorpion hunting. You think the pink scorpion from Serious Sam 3 will be here?
Oh, they're hunting Kuai Liang.
Oh, I'm ignoring you. We also see one of the students named Silva Iron. That pun is really dumb, and you will find out in a minute. Voiced by Alejandro, the flaccid pancake sob himself. Who's Charlotte from Dragon Ball Legends.
Why the fuck would you even do that one?
Fine, Miyamoto from Horimiya.
Just get it out of the way, just get it out of your system and say it. Everyone knows what you're gonna say.
Einar from Vinland Saga! Damn it, it's like I have Tourette's with this. Yeah, he wants to pick a fight with Mash, because, he's a dick. It's like, Mash has coins and I want them. Well, Lance tells Mash, he's like, yeah, you should stay away from that guy. In fact, let's stick together. Wait, where'd Mash go? And Mash is separated from everyone during the exam. But hey, he ran into Dot, so that's cool, right? Dot making Ben Diskin noises, ooh, oh. But yeah. That's when they see a chick getting attacked by random dude as Dot uses explosion magic to save her from this dude. I mean, that's basically what it is, isn't it? Does he just fire explosions from his hands?
Or explode, as he says.
Yep. Yeah, Megumin's hotter anyways.
You want to set her on fire?
This is what he makes the comment saying, when a guy throws down on a lady, he's no longer a man. But yeah. She's Lauren, voiced by Amanda Lee, or Amelie if you all prefer, who's Marion Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling. And so I really are getting. Because I don't need to say any other roles, do I? But yeah, she uses seduction magic. Do you want to be seduced by her, Dai?
That sounds like you.
But yeah, she uses it on Dot to make him fall for her, which she even makes a comment saying she didn't even have to with how easy he is. Because his whole thing is, he just wants to get a girlfriend. That's it. And then she tries using it on Mashle, like, you were there too. And I should thank you. Mashle, like, I didn't do anything. She's like, why isn't my magic working on him? I'll try again. Says, yeah, you look so strong. I just want to thank you anyway. I literally didn't do anything. She's freaking out, being like, is this guy dead? Why isn't it working? All men fall for me.
Yes, he is.
Well, that's when Silva shows up to attack the three. And, yeah. He's, using Iron Fist magic. Yeah, his last name is Iron.
That's no iron. That's a rock.
But yeah. This is when episode 6 begins. The final episode of this particular set. And the final episode of this arc. As Silva basically is taking Dot's explode magic like it's nothing. He says, I'll make you a deal. You take on 10 of my Iron Fists, and I'll leave Lauren alone. And Dot's like, fine, but keep this between you and me. Mash over there, that dude has nothing to do with this. So see, Dot has a good heart. He's not a complete dick. And, yeah, to Dot's credit, he takes all 10 of the Iron Fists, even if it fucks him up. Remember Iron Fist, Dai?
No. Get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, that's when Mash sets up when Dot's about to get hit an 11th time. I was like, okay, that's it. And he hits Silva. He's like, well, now it's your turn. You can
only hit him because his cream puff was knocked out of his hand.
Yep. I do wonder if Mash would have actually gotten involved. It does make you think. I think he would have eventually. There are moments where you could tell he was
you need to do all of that.
I said, okay, can you hear me now? Am I okay now?
Yes.
I said, I wonder if he would have gotten involved eventually anyways, though, if it wasn't for the cream puff. I think he might have. Just would have taken longer.
Yeah. It would have taken longer, but you don't touch the cream puff.
Yeah, and he's like, if you're stronger than us, you could take 10 punches, right? I hit you once. Now here's another one. And he hits him again with the ballista knuckle. That's what he calls his... That is an awesome name for a fist, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. And he's like, 8 more to go. And someone's like, what? I can't take 8 more of those. I feel like I'm dying. So, the gun set shows you an interesting way of power scaling that when it comes to physical magic like this, Mash trumps the fuck out of someone like this. Also, a scorpion shows up, and Mash's like, hey, you're in the way. Doesn't he belt it away?
He punches it into orbit, yeah.
Team Rocket style, that fucker went flying.
The thing they were supposed to be there hunting in the first place.
Hey, he gets a coin for it, apparently. And apparently that was an extra rare scorpion, so he got a silver coin. He also gets silver coin, too, that he bet on this. Yeah, I forgot to mention it earlier. But yeah. Also, during this fight, we see Lance explain to Finn and Lemon that Silva is apparently a red mage, which means he's a combat mage. That there's white mages, which are support, and red, which are combat. Wonder if black mages are going to show up too, because that's another class typically use. Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, Mash then approaches Lauren, and she's like, how am I going to get out of this? Well, you see, he was forcing me to do it. Yeah, and Mash's like, no worries. And then doesn't he suplex her?
Yes. Suplex City.
Suplex City, bitch. And he goes, I treat everyone equally. See, that's fucking equality right there. True equality. My man, Mash. See, he gets it. He Cosmo's viewpoints. But yeah, that's when Lemon shows up, and she's like, Mash, are you okay? Hey, you beat this guy, nice. Also, this guy over here looks really fucked up. And Dot looks up, injured, and sees Lemon, and he's like, oh my god, she's an angel. She's worried about me. And he starts freaking the fuck out on the ground as Lemon says, oh my god, he's having a seizure.
He is.
But now for some serious shit. As Lance reveals Lang is coin hunting, using their leading students, the Magia Lupus. And Mash's 5 silver coins combine into 1 gold coin. So, he's got a gold coin now.
That's gold.
Gold! Also, this one we get the exposition on the dorms that I explained earlier. But we do get a flashback with the sorting unicorn, which, you know, is basically just the sorting hat taken straight out of that. Where you have to pump your magic through the unicorn's horn, and it reads your mind and tells you where you're going to go. And the sorting unicorn is voiced by Bob Carter. Shao Kahn from MK9. Balrog from Street Fighter V. And I think 4 as well. But yeah. He's like, I've been doing this for years. I can read anyone's mind and put them in there. He reads Mash's mind and just hears Mash thinking, heaven, with cream puffs around him. Making the sorting unicorn freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
He even makes
the fuck is wrong with him?
He does the whole thing where it's sped up explanation or whatever. It's like, well, you see, cream puffs are a symbol of this. So that's why cream puffs remind me of Adler. So he's going into Adler dorm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, the friends separate as Lance warns Mash not to get lost. What does Mash do? He gets lost.
Ed forgets how to use a door. Classic Mash.
Yeah, he enters the room where the Magia Lupus are punishing Silva. As their leader, Abel, I'll go over who he is next time, turned Silva into a doll. I told you guys would be coming back.
Not this doll shit again.
And, yeah, that is the end of the Easton Enrollment arc. This was also the end of the dub for an entire month, because apparently Alex got really sick, was the only thing I could find. At first I thought it was because of the, retarded strikes going on, but no, doesn't seem to be the case. So, I'm actually glad they waited if that was the case, it was because Alex was sick, because when they replaced the literal leading main, it is a little silly. Oh no, what do you think?
It's kind of silly. It's kind of really silly.
Yeah, Sadai, what'd you think of the enrollment arc? You think it was a good introduction arc?
Yeah. It just took you to Suplex City. Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, I really like it. And next arc, if you were waiting for all the action to pick up, well, you're going to be getting it, because it's basically non-stop action from this point on till the end of Season 1. And we will be covering...
Sharks.
I love Char. Wait a minute. Yeah, so next time will be the Magia Lupus arc. And I think the dub was really solid too. The ad voice recycling was kept to a really good minimum. Bit my tongue there. And
that's all you. Are you sure you're not having a seizure too?
I mean, lemon is hot, but that's not the point. And yeah, I think everyone did really fucking good in the dub. You can tell Ben Diskin in particular is having the time of his life voicing Dot, as you will see a bunch of his dub-only lines coming up next time. I think all of our main characters are doing good. So
yeah, essentially voicing himself in the second half.
Yep. Let us know what y'all thought. Again, if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely recommend it. Mashle's fucking great. And join us next time for part 2, the Magia Lupus saga. Anything else sad die before we get out of here?
Cream puffs. That is all.
Well, you know, I'm thinking of going for one too. Why not? Made me hungry for some now. Fuck that, I'm just gonna go have some chicken. I'm hungry. Well, anyways, guys.
Those are two completely different things.
Till next time. And let me know what dorm you would join. If you say lying, I'm putting you in the Slytherin house, though, guys. Just saying. Till next time. Have a good day. And thanks again.